Ladies and gentlemen, officiating today's ceremony is Lieutenant General Dennis A. Kroll, United States Marine Corps, retired. Please rise for the invocation given by Chaplain Kenny and remain standing for the playing of our national anthem.
Let us pray. O Lord, our Heavenly Father, Almighty and everlasting God, who has safely brought us to this day, defend us as we carry on and celebrate this most important accomplishment. Grant unto us this day the power to live within your grace. Today is a day that marks a commitment and loyalty to serve you and our country, a career that you have guided, protected, and blessed. We pause this morning to honor Colonel Noah Spataro and his loyalty to this country, his family, and the United States Marine Corps for the past 26 years. He is about to enter a new passage in his life, and we ask for your continued guidance, protection, and blessings upon his life as he takes a little time off, perhaps to sit outdoors, get some recreational flying in. And we ask that you bless him as he enters a new mission, running a technology company, and give him the opportunity to pour into his family for some well-deserved family time. We ask for blessings upon Danny, Lael, and Noah Michael as they continue their own journeys. Bless John and Sherry for their support over all these years. Give them the reward of their dedication and support. We call upon you today at this retirement to touch us all with your presence and blessing. And in a special way, grant to Noah success and favor as he embraces his new mission. Bless and keep all those present here today. Give us fair seas and calm the storms on the horizon. And grant us, Heavenly Father, grace to fight and win our battles with peace and ease until we are anchored in that final resting place. We pray this in your holy name. Amen.
Person to be decorated or retired. Sent to march.
Ladies and gentlemen, the retirement award will be presented by Ms. Charlene Laughlin, Vice Director, Joint Staff J6. To all who shall see these presents greetings. This is to certify that the Secretary of Defense has awarded the Defense Superior Service Medal to Colonel Noah M. Spataro, United States Marine Corps. Colonel Spataro distinguished himself by superior meritorious service in a position of significant responsibility as Chief, Joint Assessment Division, Directorate for Command, Control, Communications, and Computer Cyber, Joint Staff J6, from July 2021 to September 2024. Colonel Spataro's leadership, strategic foresight, and collaborative drive resulted in 27 capability assessments, enhancing the combined and joint forces' survivability and lethality. He directed data-driven analysis of emerging combined joint all-domain command and control capabilities, providing essential insights into critical operational challenges for the Chairman's rapid acquisition recommendations. Additionally, he championed revolutionary technology transitions for distributed cloud-enabled instrumented assessments, future-secure command, control, and battle management, and investments for collaborative closure of long-range effects. Modernizing the division's digital infrastructure and software toolset, he established the first-ever Joint Staff Impact Level 6 classified cloud capability, enabling distributed and digitally instrumented assessments during combatant command, service, and department-level experiments, demonstrations, and live operations. Finally, he spearheaded technical assessments and capability demonstrations that will sustain the national competitive edge envisioned in the National Defense Strategy through partnerships with the Deputy Secretary of Defense's Global Information Dominance Experiment Series, Combatant Command and Service Partnered Operational Challenges, and the Bold Quest Experimentation Series. The distinctive accomplishments of Colonel Spataro culminate a distinguished career in the service of his country and reflect great credit upon himself, the United States Marine Corps, and the Joint Staff. Given under my hand this 28th day of June, 2024. Signed, Charles Q. Brown, Jr., General, United States Air Force, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. For service in the Armed Forces of the United States of America, Colonel Noah M. Spataro, United States Marine Corps, I extend my personal gratitude and sincere appreciation of a grateful nation to you for your patriotic service to our country. Your bravery and dedication in our own forces helped protect your fellow Americans during a critical moment in our history and contributed to a world of greater security and growing prosperity. Your devotion to duty, honor, and country, in keeping with the long traditions of the finest military in the world, embodied the American idea of selfless service. Our nation owes you an incredible debt. Your commitment and example you set will inspire future generations to serve with pride and to keep our country secure. You represent the best of our nation, and I join our fellow Americans in saluting your honorable service. I wish you happiness and success in your next chapter. Signed, Joseph R. Biden, Commander-in-Chief. Dear Colonel Spataro, on the occasion of your retirement, I want to thank you for your leadership, service, and commitment to our Corps. Although I'm unable to attend the ceremony, please know that I and thousands of Marines you have affected along the way are with you in spirit. As you transition after more than 25 years as a United States Marine, I hope you will take a few minutes to reflect on all you have accomplished. You began your career as an Air Command and Control Officer with Marine Air Support Squadron 1, Marine Corps Air Station Cherry Point, serving as Senior Air Director in the Direct Air Support Center Airborne in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom. You were later commended for your performance as the Marine Air Control Group Detachment Officer in Charge, Marine Medium Helicopter Squadron 365 Reinforced, 24th Marine Expeditionary Unit. During this deployment, you served as the Direct Air Support Center Senior Air Director and Scan Eagle Mission Commander forward with Battalion Landing Team, 1st Battalion, 6 Marines, and 2nd Battalion, 7 Marines in Helmand Province, Afghanistan in support of Operation Enduring Freedom. In the field grade ranks, you earned the privilege of serving as Commanding Officer, Marine Unmanned Aerial Vehicle Squadron 1, Marine Aircraft Group 13, 3rd Marine Aircraft Wing. Your dynamic leadership and stalwart mentorship were pivotal to the establishment of the first Marine Remote Split Operations, driving over 8,000 MQ-9 Alpha combat flight hours for Task Force Southwest in support of Operations Resolute Support and Freedom Sentinel. Additionally, your squadron flew over 45% of the community's total RQ-21 Alpha flight hours, supporting service-level exercises and deployed West Coast MEUs, earning VMU of the Year. In the rank of Colonel, as Joint Assessment Division, Joint Staff J6, You skillfully applied your foresight, ingenuity, and personal mentorship style to empower high-performance teams and achieve commander's intent against all odds. Your leadership and team's work have directly informed Vice Chairman, Joint Chief of Staff, and Deputy Secretary of Defense decisions, senior executive leadership testimony, and public engagement. Your dedication has set the conditions for the Corps' continued success long after your departure. On behalf of the Marines who served with you and who will serve after you, thank you for your devotion. Your contributions to the Corps' warfighting legacy and its future are immeasurable. As you depart, you go with the gratitude, admiration, and affection of your fellow Marines. I wish you the very best as you begin the next phase of your life. Fair winds and following seas. Sincerely, signed, Eric M. Smith, General, United States Marine Corps, Commandant of the Marine Corps. From Commandant of the Marine Corps to Colonel Noah M. Spataro, United States Marine Corps. Released from active duty and transferred to the retired list. On 1 October 2024, you will transfer to the Marine Corps Officers Retired List under references Alpha and Bravo. At 2359 on 30 September 2024, you will detach from your present duty station and be released from active duty. As of 30 September 2024, you will complete 25 years, 8 months, and 7 days of active cumulative service. At this time, Colonel Spataro's wife, Danielle, daughter Lael, and son Noah are being escorted to a side to receive certificates of appreciation from Lieutenant General Kroll in recognition of their dedication and loyal support to our husbands and their fathers' military career. Dear Mrs. Spataro, congratulations on the occasion of Noah's retirement from active duty. More importantly, thank you for your willingness to also serve. Trish and I fully appreciate the sacrifice associated with your career in the Marine Corps. You, Lael, and Noah have endured the moves, the separation, and the long hours associated with Noah's commitments to his fellow Marines in the Corps. I hope you know that you have also positively influenced countless others along the way and truly made a difference. As you embark on the next chapter of your life, please know that you will always remain a part of the Marine Corps family. Once again, thank you for all you have done to take care of and support our Marines and their families. I wish you and Noah the very best. Sincerely, signed Eric M. Smith, General, United States Marine Corps, Commandant of the Marine Corps. A grateful nation recognizes that Mrs. Danielle Spataro, on the occasion of her husband's retirement from the Armed Forces of the United States, has earned our country's appreciation for her unfailing support and understanding that helped to make possible her husband's lasting contribution to the nation. Signed, David T. Isaacson, Lieutenant General, United States Army, Director, J6. A grateful nation recognizes that Lael Spataro, on the occasion of your father's retirement from the Armed Forces of the United States, has earned our country's appreciation for your unfailing support and understanding that helped to make possible your father's lasting contribution to the nation. Signed, David T. Isaacson, Lieutenant General, United States Army, Director, J6. The grateful nation recognizes that Noah Spataro II, on the occasion of your father's retirement from the Armed Forces of the United States, has earned our country's appreciation for your unfailing support and understanding that helped to make possible your father's lasting contribution to the nation. Signed, David T. Isaacson, Lieutenant General, United States Army, Director, J6. Ladies and gentlemen, Lieutenant General Kroll.
Look, this is a very brief opportunity. I'm not going to speak long. The day's not about me. It really is about the entire Spataro family, the legacy that they leave behind, and really what's coming up next for them. What I do know is, I have advocated for you on countless boards. It's been easy because your record has really was surmised in one letter, has been nothing short of remarkable. It's genuine. I saw you the day you came in the Marine Corps, or pretty close thereabouts, as a 7200 myself. There's not many of us. We kind of clung together because it's a rough life at times. So we look after each other. But seeing him come in as a second lieutenant, going to combat with him, flown many missions together in combat, and then watching him go through the ranks, it's hard for me to believe that I'm here retiring him as a colonel. So that's, I had to do my own self-assessment on my run this morning to realize where I was in that whole process. But it really has been an honor to serve. So I really only have a couple remarks on two things. His record is a matter of record. It's diverse, which is normally in our MOSs is common. Either they can't find a place for us or we're just generally restless and they move us around from place to place, and then people get tired of us and they move us again. That seems to be a common, you don't need to nod that heavily on this side, but it's the way it works. But it just shows adaptability and understanding in the environment. He's a war fighter, trains his Marines to be successful in war. If we're not fighting, it's because we're preparing to fight. And to me, that is really the hallmark of a Marine. You wake up every day, you do the best you can, less about self, more about the people you're around, and he's embodied that at every turn. So when it comes to command assignments, to schools, to very unique leadership positions, to the current billet you're retiring out of, it was easy for me to advocate, and I sought you out. I remember the conversation you had. I realized you were up for orders, and while I was pretending that we were talking about what you might do, it was already done. But it was really neat. I allowed you to feel like you were participating in the process, which is always a good way to work it. But that deal was sealed about a month prior to that, when I found out you were eligible for assignment, because I know what you bring to the table. It's an incredibly ethereal, cerebral kind of guy who also can take those terms and move them into really understandable actions, and that's a gift. You know, I found people who can work on either end of the spectrum, but rarely someone who can do both. So the first part of my comments is just that. A Marine's Marine, professional by every measure, earning your way through that process and earning the respect of the people who are around you. You're not an unusually vocal, loud person because you don't need to be. You back up your words with action, and to me that speaks louder than any bravado. So it's been an honor to serve with you and to know you. And really look forward to your next chapter as well. I'm going to talk about this idea of next chapter here in a minute. The second part and final part of my remarks this morning is really about family. This is a real simple thing. It's hard to finish your Marine Corps career with anything left, meaning your health, your family, and your sanity. My dad spent 31 years as an active duty Marine, and you know, his standards are quite different from his generation. But he says you can still stand upright, you're doing well. So I guess it depends what generation you're from, probably not a bad comment. But the point is it takes a toll. And it's hard to support somebody. The more senior they become, the Hollywood version has it all wrong. Right, we all know that in movies, lieutenant colonels and colonels launch nuclear strikes on their own, hijack helicopters and fly them around the world, has a staff of thousands and the like. But in reality, you become more accountable and your hours increase because your responsibilities increase. And so as he's progressed in career, he went from this paying dues and sacrifice as a junior person to then leading people through that process. And the hours only accumulated, became more difficult, the deployments and the stakes became higher. And yet here you guys are, you know, all in a group at least pretending to get along, which is half the battle, right, in any family. If you get 75% of you talking to each other, you're doing well. And like I was telling Noah, he was the last guy to get the award, you're the last guy in the whole chain, the way it always works, right? But Leo, Noah, Danielle, all the things that you've provided and supported him, he, you know, when I've talked to him, it's always been about family. He always talked about the Marine Corps mission, but it's so natural for him to pivot on family and how proud he is in all of it. And I visited your house once, and it felt like I had been there, you know, 100 times before because you welcomed me, people genuinely had a good time, and you all, I would use the word, are authentic. You're exactly who you are. You're all a bit nutty as well, right? And I think self-proclaimed, so it's not a pejorative term. But I'll tell you that I think it's just fantastic. I've never felt so at ease and so welcomed and just had such a great time to watch the dynamics of you all together. It's just simply great. So here you are finishing up this particular portion of your career with every accolade, every mission accomplished, at the pinnacle of your career while your family continues to flourish and develop and grow. And I'll just tell you, the fact that you can do both of those at the same time is the mark of success. So I thank you for all you've done. I thank you all for making this happen. And the last piece on this idea of next chapter, it makes for good speeches. Even I used it, right? It's just not true. There is no next chapter. You don't just magically become somebody new. You're going to want him to stop doing certain things he does. He's not. Because you can't take somebody for decades of programming, make you into something, and then say, I mean, I did. I don't get up at 5 a.m. anymore. It's 5:30 now, right? So I changed. And that's about as good as I can get. So it's really hard to take a wheel at a certain inertia and speed and expect it to change. So all the goodness of who you are, what you represent, what you've done, and what you will do is still right here. So the difference is you have more choice in the matter, but you're still you. So you're going into the new chapter with 98% of you means it looks a lot like the old chapter. Only you get an opportunity to maybe pick and choose those areas where you spend time, and others won't have to dictate that for you. That's the benefit. So certainly a blessing to get to know all of you and the family, and I thank you all who are in attendance here. And I do this in reverse order for a reason. It's about these folks right here. But we have this leadership that have come from different parts of the country. And certainly from DC, you can always pick out the people who come from DC. One is they'll take any trip that gets them out of DC, wherever it takes. But Stu Whitehead and Charlotte, I really appreciate you both being here today. And also we have the replacement team, which I got a chance to meet. He's a different version of you. We got the economy package with you, and then we get him coming in behind you. That's right, ready to go, but still just as excited, and so we're not going to miss a beat in that, and I'm really excited to meet both of you and have you on board. And for all the family who supported them over the years and will continue to do that, Chaplain, really appreciate the words. Many tours with the Marines, either empathy, sympathy, curiosity, I don't know, probably a mix of those things, but appreciate what you do. But for all of you, thank you for being here today. It's an honor to honor you. So Semper Fidelis. So now, despite what the dates read, we're going by today. The rest is just paperwork. I get to pass off the mic to Colonel Sproul Spataro, United States Marine Corps, retired.
Thank you, sir. All right, so I'm not quite as eloquent as you are, but really appreciate you coming, sir. So I've got notes. So first off, thankful to my Father in heaven. It's been a long road. I thought I wouldn't do this, but it'll happen, I'm sure. So I'm going through this transition, trying to reflect on where we've been and where we're at right now. Something I kind of realized, actually last night, is this transition of retirement is actually a little bit like coming back from a long deployment, because you've got to recalibrate, and you're reuniting with family and integrating with friends in a way that you haven't been able to, maybe never. So I find that it's going to take a lot of prayer and patience to work through that, and I've got your support, so thank you. General Kraut and Sharon, thank you so much. First for coming, gracing us with your presence, but being part of this. It's really meaningful. Part of that is reflecting back to the early days, as you mentioned. It includes maybe some timeouts, some professional timeouts, as you helped me, mentored me as a young lieutenant. One of those kind of pausing moments was, because this was before Danielle, was when you as the XO, I had to come in and say, yeah, I met this girl, I think we're going to get married. And that was in like a 4 or 5 month period. Then we got married at about the 6-month mark, and then we deployed together 2 weeks later. And that's when the journey started, right? And then we got back, and it was maybe a recruiting duty, not sure. You sized me up and like, let's talk about this. Or Okinawa. And then we ended up going to Okinawa together. And so Danielle, barely out of the Midwest, joins me as I come back. So I'm telling her, 1 year or 3. And so we decided to go with 3. And then Leia was born there, and the adventure continued. So back to the Master Chieftain, early Marine career, just really appreciate you and the genuine family leadership between you and Sharon as well. You always, family of character, but also helped us set the example in what it is to be a military family. And that's hard. It's really hard. So thank you. Charlene Lachlan and Stu Whitehead, thank you so much for coming. I know how insane your guys' schedules are, so you carving out a few hours to come and do this means the world. So thank you. All right, family, friends, so many memories as I look around the room. So we can share lies and stories and memories as we hang out with food and drink this afternoon, but thank you for coming. It really means a lot. And then Meatloaf, Parnell, Master Guns Phillips, USMC retired, Master Sergeant Mutter, Sergeant First Class Braddock, Sergeant First Class Jerome, Master Sergeant Payne over there on the soundboard. Chaplain, thank you all so much for making this possible. Bravo Zulu, from the bottom of my heart, fantastic job. Okay, so I want to share a couple of key thoughts. As you know, I'm not normal, so I don't want to do kind of a full reflection. What I just said was thank yous, and that was my kind of hit for the retirement part at least. But I would like to share a few things as I reflect back on my career. 3 main points that I think I learned the hard way, and if it helps you or provides good conversation this afternoon, then just offer this as a reflection. So 3 main points. Not alone is the first one. Second one is gratefulness, and the last one is about expectations. So first up, not alone. I did not do this alone. I know this is a lot about us and the family, but we didn't get here alone. So you have all been part of that, and I want to thank you for that. Also, I need you to know that you are not alone. All of us go through our own struggles. We have our own challenges. I need you to understand you are not alone, and I'll be there for you. And then the last one is thank you for coming here today and making sure that I'm not alone. That means a lot. You're also part of my support network, and if there's anything I can do to bolster your support network, please reach out. Okay, gratefulness. So each of you contributed to my success in ways that I can't explain. I don't have all the words. Some very correctly, some through professional timeouts and knife hands maybe. And there's a good story that goes along with the knife hand as well. But in lieu of tears, at least that was the attempt. And in order to get through this, I'll simply say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I don't have the words to express how impactful each of you have been in this journey. So thank you. Okay, so expectations. I got to start off and say that I am a terrible mentee. And that's just the brass tacks, but I struggle to engage in a meaningful way and ask good questions to senior leaders. I struggle with communicating expectations in a way that I can get the responses that I need. But what I've learned the most is from mentoring. And so through that, in the spirit of expectations, here are 10 things I've learned the hard way that have a lot to do with mentorship. So the first is your story. Your narrative defines you, and I can't describe how important that is. It's not just your identity and how you view the world. What I ask is make your story glass better than half full, because 51% are winning odds. So positive mental attitude is a different way of saying that, but story glass half full, please. Second one's less bad. In progress toward great, less bad allows us to work from something not wonderful to something less than perfect. But less bad is progress, and it's so important so often. It doesn't have to be perfect. Third is no. No is the beginning of negotiations. Yes and fosters a team building mindset and is wonderful, and everybody wants positivity and wants yes answers. But for progress through really tough issues, you got to get to the no first, and then ask for nothing less than yes but. and work through those hard issues. Number 4 is the mirror. The mirror is dangerous. Seek diversity of thought, diversity of your network, diversity of the people around you. Your reflection will steer you wrong. Avoid leading from the mirror. Number 5 is vision. Vision is essential to setting expectations and leading change. Buy-in follows from setting good expectations and achieving unity of effort. Complementary and collaborative work is the heartbeat of the high-performance team, and it's through vision and creating that unity of effort that you can make that progress. Number 6 is stop. Everything you do is very likely not critically important. Stopping something you, your family, your business, your friends, your organization is doing now is one of very few ways to take back time and create space for something new and amazing. You won't know what you can achieve if you don't stop for a second. Number 7 is purpose. You cannot change or motivate those without purpose. I learned that the hard way, so many different ways. But instead, you can help them explore themselves. You can learn with them, and then you can empower and trust them, and maybe they'll find purpose. Number 8 is why. We've all heard ask why 5 times. I'll give you a little twist. What I've learned is that when paired with the right framing question and with the right context, you might discover a finding, a root cause, and a solution. There's a lot of insight to be come from the why, but it starts with good questions. It's not just ask why. Number 9 is delegation. Delegation without mentorship is completely uninspiring. Nobody wants to work for an uninspiring person, so be careful in how you delegate. And then number 10 is brokenness. We are all broken in some way, so I ask that you find your demons, wrestle with them. And then be there for someone who makes you better. For me, it's largely the family, it's the friends, and the people that I surround myself with. All right, so every success story through history starts with a vision, kind of reflecting back to the earlier point. But yet so many ideas fail. Most businesses fail within the first 5 years. Because developing vision, articulating purpose, getting audacious goals clear and concise and achievable with good problem framing is exceptionally difficult. But I've learned that without it, highly effective teams are impossible. You just can't come together. My career was built upon repeat opportunities to work through unconventional and difficult challenges with the most phenomenal people you'll ever meet. This room is filled with those people. Thank you for joining me today and being part of this major milestone in my life and my family's life. I'm thankful to God, dear friends and family, the leaders that believed in me and my country, America. I'm forever indebted. One last real quick comment is that when we're done with the ceremony here, please enjoy the museum. It's a phenomenal location, so much history, and really well curated. When you get hungry, you can wander over the estate that we've rented, and we'll have food going on through the afternoon, starting at about 12:30 or 1. So please join us when you get hungry.
At this time, Colonel Spataro will present gifts to members of his family for their love and support. Flowers are being presented to Colonel Spataro's mother, Mrs. Sherry Spataro, mother-in-law, Ms. Cynthia Baker, his wife, Mrs. Danielle Spataro, and his daughter, Leo Spataro. Next, gifts are being presented to his family.
All right, so go ahead and dig in there real quick. So Layla and Noah, I'll just, for the surprise for everybody, I got you a fire blanket, because we know in college sometimes mistakes happen. You got to cover up the flames and the mess that follows. So congratulations. And Danielle, you already know what you got, so let me know.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of Anchors Away and singing of the Marines hymn. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. This concludes the official portion of today's ceremony. Please remain seated as we present Colonel Spataro with the symbol of our nation for over 25 years of honorable and faithful service. The American flag to be presented has been encased in a shadow box. This is to certify the accompanying American flag was flown on the 15th day of July, 2024, aboard a Marine Corps MQ-9 Alpha aircraft during a classified reconnaissance mission in recognition of your service to the Marine Corps. This flag is presented to Colonel Noah Spataro on behalf of the commanding officer, Marines, sailors, and airmen of Marine Unmanned Aerial Vehicle Squadron 1. We express our sincere gratitude for your dedicated service to the nation. Semper Fidelis. Signed, Clayton S. Holland, commanding, BMU 1. And now, Colonel Spataro will be presented with a gift of thanks from the Personnel Joint Assessment Division. Colonel Noah Spataro, thank you for over 25 years of honorable, faithful, and unwavering service to our great nation and our Marine Corps. You have blazed the trail in advancing the capabilities of the force and made the seemingly impossible possible. Your leadership and innovation will have a lasting impact on the Joint Staff, the Marine Corps, and most importantly, the people who have served with you. Fair winds and following seas as you and your family embark on this new chapter of your lives. Semper Fidelis. From the Joint Staff J6, Joint Assessment Division staff. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes today's ceremony. Please enjoy the museum and then join us for a lunch reception at 10315 Gulf Beach Highway, Pensacola, as we congratulate Colonel Spataro on his retirement.